What's going on, y'all? Thanks for checking in the Khaliis Take. You know what to do. Hit that like, subscribe button. Also hit that notification bell just so you can get the newest and the bonus content first. But hey, let's just go ahead and jump right in. Very quietly, it looks like Hollywood might have found a future star in the making, and he might be on the Clippers. And, I say that with strong conviction because I really, really like the promising future I see of Brandon Boston Jr. This guy seems to get better every time I see him play, even whether it's in summer league, whether he's on the floor, and in the regular season. I just like his game, all around game. It's really amazing to see a young player have an all-around game that he has, with the size and the wingspan that he has, and the value that he can bring to the Clippers just this season alone, coming off the bench and providing a spark and being a player that will play both sides of the floor and that can fill up a stat sheet as well. Brandon Boston Jr. is really impressive, and I've been impressed with him ever since I've seen him. Ever since I laid eyes on him, I've been impressed with him, really. And honestly, I definitely think he could be a future star in LA. I really do. Because in the next few years from now, who knows whether, the Clippers will have, Paul George and, Kawhi Leonard and all these other pieces. Who knows whether they'll have all these pieces. Hopefully those guys stay around and everything. But, this day and age, nobody stays on teams 5, 10 years, all that type of stuff like they did back in the day. So, we hope that Kawhi and PG stay around. But, in reality, if they don't, for some reason, or hypothetically, if they don't, the future of the Clippers definitely can lie in the hands of Brandon Boston Jr. because this kid is really good. This kid is really, really young, but he's also very, very talented on both ends of the floor. Like I said, he's 6'7" with a wingspan like that, can handle the ball, can give you about 5 assists a game, 20 plus points a game if he's given the opportunity. And I think he can get you about 7 to 8 rebounds a game too. So, his talent is up there, but I also like his work ethic. I feel like every time I've looked at any Clippers practices, things like that, he's working just as hard as the other guys, almost as if, he's a veteran on the team. And I love that about his game. And I feel like Ty Lue loves that about his game the most as well. So, when you see that, and when you see that coming from a player like him who's very young, you've got to take account for that. And I think that's the reason why the Clippers definitely are going to hold on to Brandon Boston, because this kid is only going nowhere but up, and I don't really see him descending anytime soon. He's definitely ascending, which is good for him. And I can tell you, playing with Kawhi and PG, or at least watching them, shadowing them, watching their footsteps, he's going to be even better than what people think, because he's playing with 2 Hall of Famers, one as a superstar in Kawhi Leonard, and he's also now going to be able to watch a point guard like John Wall, if he stays healthy, manage the game and play the game the right way, and pick his spots when he needs to attack and be aggressive. And I think that's something Brandon Boston learned from, John Wall as well. And then, there's other veterans on the team that definitely, put their shoulder or their arm around Brandon Boston as well. So, that's definitely going to be good for him. And the culture of the Clippers are really good. So he's in a good culture, in a good space. And he has arguably the best head coach in the league in Ty Lue. Ty Lue definitely knows what he wants to do with this kid. And this guy right here, he's going to utilize Brandon Boston and put him in position to be a better player. And I know he's going to be, because Ty Lue definitely sees a lot in him, and the Clippers are very, very high on Brandon Boston. And anybody who's watched Clippers basketball, this past year, and watched him just a few games, watched him in summer league last year, has been high on Brandon Boston, and rightfully so. The guy is legit to me, and I feel like if he keeps just building, keeps understanding the process, learning from the guys that's around him, and the veteran leadership that the Clippers have, and the opportunity that Brandon Boston has to play with a team that possibly could win a championship. Hypothetically, if the Clippers win the championship this upcoming season, that's going to boost Brandon Boston's stock, everything, like super high. And that's exactly what, he needs. He needs that confidence. That confidence, is going to reign throughout his, career if he, has that success as well. Especially when you're a young player and you win a championship, you're a part of a championship team, that builds more confidence in you. And it teaches you, like, hey, I know what it takes to win a championship. I've seen it. I was a part of the process. All I need to do is build my game up, and then maybe eventually have my own team one day, and we push towards that goal. And see, that's what Brandon Boston has an opportunity to be a part of. This team could definitely win a championship this year, this upcoming season, and if he's a part of that, that's only going to build his confidence more. And when it is his time to shine and take over a team, I think he'll do it just fine, and I think he'll do a great job doing it as well. So, like I said, I'm very high on Brandon Boston, and I've been very impressed with what I've seen from him so far. I don't really pay attention to his numbers too much because, like I said, he got opportunities last year to play a lot more than what he would have if Kawhi and PG were not hurt, and he took advantage of that. He played good. He had a couple splash games last year, a couple big games last year. 27-point game, another 20-plus point game, and and he had a couple 18, 17-point games. So he played really good. I'm really impressed by his game, and I know that he's going to be a big part of what the Clippers do this upcoming season. I don't think he's going to be on the bench, riding the bench. I think he's really going to get some playing time, along with Amir Coffey too. I think both of them are really going to get some playing time and really be a valuable part of this team. So, expect to see them next year, even though Kawhi and PG is coming back. Expect to see Brandon Boston and Amir Coffey in the lineup sometime, getting some minutes, because those guys are very valuable. And I think that Ty Lue definitely likes what he sees out of those players, and I think he's definitely going to utilize them in the right way to get the highest level out of them, especially Brandon Boston, because Brandon Boston is more talented than Amir Coffey because he's got more of an all-around game. And like I said, he's got the length, the wingspan, and like I said, he's definitely not afraid on defense either. So, with that being said, like I'm definitely, anticipating to see Brandon Boston's growth, because I know it shouldn't be stunted by any means. It should always elevate, because like I said, playing with the level of players that he's playing with on this team, along with a coach like that, you only have opportunity for success, really. So if he can come in there and give them about maybe 10 minutes of gameplay, however long he plays per game, and be productive, and go out there and, he'll have nights where he'll have opportunity to score even more points, because there'll be games where the Clippers will be up by 20 plus points. And, he'll just, they'll sit down the starters and let him come in there and give him the green light. And I think if you give him the green light, I think he'll shine the way he has already. And I think his career just elevate. And I think this season could really propel him and push him to be even better, along with the fact they might win a championship. So everything, can go very well for Brandon Boston. He's in a good situation. He's with a good coach. He's with one of the top players in the league in Kawhi Leonard, and he has a great supporting cast around him who really likes him and really like his game. So they're going to push him and elevate him and expect good out of him. Expectations are good. What I'm saying? So the expectation is going to be a little higher for him, but I think he can handle it. And I really think he'll embrace it. And I think he'll move forward with all the expectations and everything that comes with it. But hey, that's my take on everything. Leave any comments in the comment section. Check out my other videos if you haven't. And hey, Khaliis out.